Hello, Kathy. How are you doing this evening? Can you hear me, Kathy? Sorry, I've started a little bit. I've started a little bit early. Can anybody hear me? Hopefully you can. Oh, Lori, yes, I did. I did. So first of all, can you hear me okay? I'm just gonna, I just gotta switch cameras here. I lost me. I'm there, but there I am. Hi. Oh, everyone's here tonight. Kathy, welcome. Now, I do not see a subscriber only. I don't see a subscriber only notification there, so I'm not sure. I'm just going to have to watch for trolls tonight. And remember, if Whisker Rub comes in, he's my brother. Okay, great. And you can see me okay? If I look a little frazzled, it is because I am. And so tonight we have Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. We have Lori Clark. We have Kathleen Champ and Jean from Kept in Stitches. Welcome, Jean. And Lori Clark says she can hear me. That's good. Okay, no problem, Kathleen. Oh, it is there on the top? Okay, because it's just not showing up on my screen, so that's okay. Now, I know people have been having trouble with internet, so I might have trouble with mine. I'm not too sure. We have snow. The weather held out for the craft sale. It was beautiful on Saturday. And every year before the craft sale, I always anticipate that my fibromyalgia is going to give me a bit of trouble. So that's what's happened over the last couple of days. It was cold in the building, and it was a lot of sitting for me. And it was like 8 hours. Mind you, we were there at 8. It started at 10. And we were there at 8. It started at 10, and it closed at 4. And after the sale, we stopped at the store. My daughter and I stopped at the store, and we picked up a few things. And when we got to my daughter's place, her husband had made ham with scalloped potatoes and roasted vegetables and pumpkin pie for dessert. So that was really nice. And then
it's 5 o'clock.
There goes my little lady talking again. So anyway, what was I saying? So anyway, my daughter sent me home with a little care package of food, and then I rested for the evening after dinner at my daughter's place. And then Sunday morning I woke up and I could barely move. So that's fibromyalgia for you. But I had prepared extra food for myself because I know what's going to happen. So, and then Sunday I slept most of the day, and yesterday I slept quite a bit. And then today, actually, I did not come into my sewing room until about, I guess it must have been maybe sometime after lunch. So I know that I have to keep myself moving now, that at least I'm moving again. And so how did it go? How about, what do you think of $618? And I think some of you may have seen, I think I did say it somewhere, I sold $618 worth of my things that I took. I was debating on whether I should take my butterfly quilt and the table runner, the the butterfly quilt, and then that Carol DOAK Christmas table runner. And yes, it was, I normally don't do that much, but this year, the slippers, I didn't have as many slippers, but I did sell a lot of my cards. I'm out of Christmas cards, so, and some other cards, so I'll probably have to start making some of those. All my Christmas table runners sold except one. Actually, so this afternoon when I came into my craft room, I had started before the craft sale. I had started on the quilting my gnome Christmas table runner, and so I'm going to keep on sewing and doing things like that. Yeah, Lori, it was, yeah. And the thing is that I didn't sell all that many items, but I had priced things a little bit higher. One thing that I found very odd was I had made this ugly. I think you probably saw it. It was just a denim and pant weight scrap quilt that I had made. And I wasn't going to take it. And my daughter said to me, "No, Mom, you got to take it. You got to take it." And guess what's the first item that sold was that scrap denim quilt. So it was quite funny because I didn't think anybody would want it, but one husband and wife came in, and they were a younger couple, and they just loved it. So, and so the feedback I got was really interesting. I had repeat customers. Here, I guess you want to look at me, don't you? Wouldn't you rather see me than, oh no, maybe you would rather see the table runner. But yes, feedback, a lot of repeat customers from other years. This is the 5th year that my daughter and I have been going. And tons of compliments. My daughter sold almost $300 worth of her junk journals. And the size of box that she had, I had no, like, it was just I bet you it was no bigger than maybe, 12, no, about a foot and a half, I guess, by maybe a foot or whatever, a little over a foot. And she had her junk journals and folios and things like that. She does a lot of those paper crafting. And that was $288 worth of stuff in that small box that she sold. She came home with 3 items left from hers. Mine, I didn't sell all my slippers. I only think I sold about 20 pair of my slippers. Again, feedback every year. I try to listen to what the customers tell me, or they ask for. So this year, last year they wanted darker slippers, so I made a bunch of darker slippers, and of course this year they wanted lighter colored slippers. So yeah, you never know at a craft sale what's going to sell and what isn't. So what have I been doing for the last couple of days since the craft sale? I've been knitting slippers because I wasn't able to do too much else. My kitchen sink is full of dirty dishes, and my bird needs to be cleaned. Hi, Kim. My bird cage needs to be cleaned out. Poor boy, he didn't get cleaned for the last couple of days. I usually clean him every. Oh, Queen Bee's Legacy is here. Anyway, I usually clean him every day, but yeah. And Queen Bee says, I know people are paying for your talent you put into your items, but don't make them so expensive that people can't afford them. My brutality, honest fact. Yes, I understand. Oh, and thanks for coming in, Kim, and Greenland Quilter. Katie is here. Thanks everyone for coming. I really appreciate that. I want to actually everyone, all of the YouTube channels that I watch, you all have inspired me to keep trucking along and everything, and your ideas and your, I mean, I don't like to steal other people's ideas, but trust me, I just might be doing that. I've watched so many YouTube channels, and yeah, Queen Bee, yes, I know. I think if I'm not mistaken, Queen Bee, you're the one that I think shares my channel quite a bit. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to be on very long tonight because the simple fact that I know there's lots of YouTubers coming on. I just wanted to share some feedback. And Kim says she had her grandson today, made him 2 pair of fleece pants and cut out a 3rd pair. Just got extra blankets on my bed since it's going to get so cold here. Yeah, actually we've got snow now. It did hold out for the craft sale. It was a beautiful day on Saturday, and they had over 1,000 people come through. And so just a quick update. I'm just going to go back to this other screen here so I can share stuff. Hi, so Terry. Happy for you and your sales. Surely keep doing what you are doing. If you find an idea, run with it. Oh, how about if I just walk? I'm not into running lately. I share all my community content. Been doing so for the last 7 years now. That's Queen Bee says that. And thank you so much, Queen Bee. I'm always doing good whether I'm good or not. Yeah, that Captain Stitch's Jean, yes. You're right. We just keep on trucking. Yeah, the first Sunday, it was like I didn't want to move. I just stayed in my chair. And so what did I do in my chair? Well, when I started my slippers in the one video, this is how far I've gotten on that one checkerboard slipper. And so I've just about come up to the part where I'm going to be doing the toe casting, but I'm hopefully, if I can, I'm going to come on live tomorrow for a little bit as well. And so that's what I was working on. I did finish another 2 pair that I just had to do 1 slipper in each pair and then stitch them up. And so surely everything, Terry says, surely everything has been done this way and that. If you see something, do it your way. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, and my things aren't perfect, but I do them to a point where I feel that I've done my best, and that's why I've picked up bits and pieces from every channel, and things that people have said, oh, they have trouble with this or trouble with that. I try to find ways to, you know, I've had the similar problems, and so I try to figure out different ways to do things. And so also when you're doing a table runner in gray and red, why not make a pair of slippers in gray and red, right? I had the yarn, so I thought, well, I got that far with those pair of slippers, so now I'm making one in gray and red. I just grabbed some yarn and put them together. And Dana is here. Dana says, lots of snow here in Regina, lots of sewing time in my future. I've canceled all my appointments until next week. Yeah, I figured you might have snow there in Regina. Yeah. Oh, state colors. Oh, are they? I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm trying to, they didn't want, this year they didn't want the really dark colors. They wanted not real light, but in between. So this is what I'm working on right now, and if, so I don't overdo things and start cleaning, I really don't feel like cleaning. So I will sit and knit and do little bits until I get all my strength back. Well, thank you. I am going to be working on some different things. One of the feedbacks I got, they like the table runners. Table runners sold well. Also, they asked for, you know, the oven or pot holder. I wouldn't really call them pot holders like oven mitts or whatever, but they're the ones that are one piece sort of, and then they come with an oval, and then they've got the openings for the hands, and then you put your hands in this way, and then your arms on the inside don't get burnt if the dish is hot. They've asked for those. Placemats. If I would have made placemats, I could have sold tons of those. Nobody has bowl cozies here. The only problem I have is that I do have some of the things to make bowl cozies. I just haven't made one yet. I do have the cotton thread. I've got the batting. I'm afraid that they might I fear that they'll put them in the microwave, and I want to make sure that I have everything that that's not so good to see. Anyway, the I don't think, yeah, I want to make the bowl cozy so if they do accidentally put them in the microwave, that I'm making them out of the proper stuff. But the batting that you put in them, like for 100% cotton, this, you know, with no scrim and everything like that, it's hard to find here in Calgary, at least where I go anyway, and it's a bit on the expensive side, so I can't afford to make too many of them, but hey, I'm going to try those as well. I got some other things that I'm going to be making my granddaughter a top with a ruffled sleeve and everything like that, just from knit fabrics. Let's go back to me. Unless you want to see, oh, maybe you want to see my messy room. Just hang on. You want to see my messy room? Whee! Oh, you can't see it, but anyway, I could move the camera so you could see it, but at least my table's in the back is clean. Lori Clark says she's been cleaning and organizing lately. More time for crafting when the snow falls. Yeah. Well, oh, I just saw that on YouTube, and my cutting area is clean. I guess I can do some more work. I'm going to be doing probably some more I'll be doing some more blocks made out of or doing them, converting them to FPP, because that's where I find I get better results if I do it FPP. So and if you haven't noticed, I've been watching a lot of the channels, and a lot of them are switching and doing FPP. So I think the trend now is going towards FPP. I have been cutting up some scraps to, I just had some white fabrics, and I've just been cutting them into strips to make my mini log cabins. And this one was just out of scrap, so I'm cutting a whole bunch of leftover white fabric that I had that was too narrow for anything else. So I'm cutting those to make into the little mini log cabin blocks, and that's how I use up a lot of my leftovers. So I've been cutting these down to size, and then I'll cut up my other scraps and everything, and so that'll keep me busy for a while. And Kim says, I got all the ornaments painted, decorated, and sprayed. Wow. They're all ready to wrap now. It's a time-consuming process, but I really enjoy doing them. Yeah, I just have to, just hang on. I'm trying to read my chat over there, and it's not working. Okay. Great. Yeah. I have made, you know, the ornaments. That's the other thing I use scraps for. I've made the Christmas ornaments. But I also, oh, Dan, I'll take all scraps. I don't care what it is. Like, my scraps are, my scraps, I have a little different way of organizing my scraps. And when I'm done with a project, if it's big enough, if it's big enough to get something else out of it or whatever, but I put mine into little bags, or if it came from a large bolt, or from a large piece, say a 3-meter piece or 3-yard piece, instead of putting the leftover pieces into a scrap bin, I put it back in with the fabric. I don't separate them because if I separate them, then I'm looking in 2 different places for that particular fabric. So I keep all the scraps, even if they're small pieces or whatever, they all go in with the fabric that it came from. So this is all I have left over of this fabric, and then I sort it from there. If it's more than a fat quarter, then it goes in with my fat quarters. And Jean says, I just finished my red work embroidery Christmas ornaments. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and I don't think I finished my thought there for a minute. That's how I keep my scraps. But I want to show you just a second. I had it out, and oh, here. Sorry about that. I disappeared for a minute. Anyway, on the ornaments with the fabric, that's what I was telling you about. Oh, there I'm going disappearing. I can just see myself now. I have let me just go to this other one here. Okay, in here I have a little container that says embroidery tools or whatever. So all my, not embroidery, it's cross stitch, not embroidery. But anyway, I have everything in here that I need, and the ornaments that I make are, is that backwards? No, now you can see it. But this is a book from American School of Needlework, and it is the, getting a glare. It's the one where I've made them other years, and then I've made them, and I've cross-stitch a little square in the center, and then I put the year in there. And then I fold the fabric and put it around into the folded star ornaments. How about that? So, and it's cross-stitch, but it also gives you, sorry about the glare, but it gives you all the instructions for the counted cross-stitch, and it tells you how to put them together. I think it tells you how to put them together. It should. I mean, yeah. And so that's some of the larger strips. Some of the larger strips that I have, I use for the these ornaments. I haven't made any in a while. And what I also did with these ornaments is I bought, or I had, metallic fabrics. And then I had made some with metallic Christmas fabric. So if you didn't want to put it into a table runner or whatever like that because of the washing and all that glittery stuff or metallic looking stuff comes off in the wash, then, you know, it's nice in an ornament because you're not going to wash it. And Kim says she did red work. She did a red work quilt a few years ago and set the blocks together with some prints from Aunt Grace's. Oh, yeah, my mom gave me a whole bunch of embroidery. What else have I got in here? Oh, you know something? I think I was working on some of these, and I put them in there. Yeah. Cross stitch it, and then I think somewhere, oh, this is where I put them. Oh my goodness sakes, this is where I put that. But anyway, this is this one is called the Upstairs Sewing Room, and I think I have that one someplace that I was working on. But it's a good thing I looked in here. An amazing pattern collection. Oh, if you saw, I have stopped buying books. I have stopped buying books. I do not buy patterns. I only work with free stuff now. I'm at the age where my family doesn't need to get rid of all the stuff, you know. So I don't stock an awful lot. I have too much as it is. So, but mind you, it's keeping me going. So those are the ornaments I've been making, and anyway, what else? Oh, look at that, I still haven't finished this. See? Look at that. And then maybe in another video I'll show you all the things that, all my UFOs. So that's about it. That's what I've been doing. Oh, Gladys, did you get your internet? Did your internet come back? So glad everybody's here tonight. Because I know Gladys didn't go live. I was rather disappointed. I was Monday, in between my sleeping, I was looking for YouTube videos to watch, and Gladys wasn't on. But so I really don't have anything else to tell you. Can't think of anything anyway. What else have I got? Oh, I did find, yeah, when I was doing my, that was one thing I had here. I had it sitting out there so I could, you know, the needle size that I used for the, my slippers. Oh, Charlotte, welcome. Nice to see you. Here is my red heart sizing for knitting needles, and the 5mm is a size 8. I don't know what that says. Oh, knitting needle size. Okay, so size 5mm is an 8 or a crochet hook H. And then it's got the little gauge, the stitch gauge. I never use those though. Things come out just as they are. And this is my little box I keep my little things in. The other thing that I don't do is I do not have a whole lot of like containers. I used to, but I used to have a lot of containers that I had bought, but I found that I was spending more on containers. So what I do now is I make up, my fat quarters are stored in a box. Pardon me while I slip into my little back room here. Okay. So this is how I store my fat quarters. It's in a box that I made. And the thing that I found, one little tip, is that you buy something, I use bookshelves, but you buy a bookshelf, and then you have to find containers that fit. And so what I have done is I make a box, however many boxes will fit on my shelf, and then that way I'm not spending money on containers where I could be spending it on other things like thread and fabric and batting. So that's what I do. I could make them pretty, but nobody sees them in the back closet there, so that's my walk-in closet to the bathroom, and that's where all my stuff is. And so these fabrics right here, these all came from Yvette Renee. I had ordered one of her scrap boxes, I think, or her mystery boxes. And so this fabric all here is from Yvette Renee, and it's all fat quarters. I've never owned a layer cake, so I don't have to worry about storing those. What else was it? These also fit, and I don't have a whole bunch of charm packs, the 5-inch ones, and so if I did have a whole bunch of those, then I would make my own. Barb, hi Barb, no problem. No problem at all. Barb and I live in the same city. Great to have you here. Yes, I know Yvette does. And that's the other thing, is that I've stopped. I'm not into videos now where they're selling fabric, because I can't afford it, for one thing. And now with the postal strike, Barb says those are very pretty fabrics. Yes. And then she says, I've never seen layer cakes in Calgary. No, and I'm not enjoying the snow. No. There is one place that I've seen layer cakes, but fabric now has gotten so expensive, and I think I have enough to last me my lifetime. So I'm going to try to use up as many scraps, or not scraps. I shouldn't call them scraps, because they're not really scraps. To me, a scrap is, to me, this is a scrap, where it's not usable. Mind you, this piece right here, my daughter could put that in her junk journals. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make greeting cards using fabrics. And also I have a bag cut out. I just don't want to use my my good sewing machine here, my FAF, the one that does the embroidery. I don't want to use that one to make my bags. I have, but I'm going to be making a bunch of bags. But yeah, everything nowadays, it's like I find myself getting kind of depressed when I can't afford all the pretty things, but I have enough leftover fabrics. Let's call them leftover fabrics rather than scraps, because to me, they're leftover fabrics. Scraps go in the garbage, and I probably cut that off, give this to my daughter, and she can use it in her junk journaling. Yeah, and I do have to start using up my stash. And so I just might come on tomorrow for a bit and show you how I finish up the slippers. This pair here that I've been working on, it is large. It's an extra large size, so it would be for a man. That's the other thing that some people have asked for, larger ones, because they have like their dads or their uncle, elderly, that are in nursing homes and things like that, to put on their feet, and their feet swell. And Kim says she hasn't bought a layer cake in a long time, or a charm pack either. I cut my scraps into pre-cut sizes and have them in boxes. Yeah, I tried that, And now that I've gotten into the FPP, I find that if I cut anything to a specific size, then I'm limiting myself to what I can use that leftover fabric for. And again, the way I do my FPP is like I'll make the templates for the stitching templates, and then I make cutting templates because I use, like, I think you've seen me show, like I'll cut for this particular, sorry, I keep wanting to turn it, for this particular one, it's the, I don't know, ribbon start block. And so I make the templates so that I don't waste fabric. And Katie's, oh, Charlotte, yes, you missed the first part. It went very well. I sold $618 of my stuff. And trust me, it wasn't like sold all my Christmas table runners except one. And Katie says, I spend most of my money now when I have a chance. That is mainly on yardage and fat quarter bundles. The bundles are mostly batik related, but then again, so is the yardage. Oh, yes. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, that I don't do. Thank you, Charlotte. I can't afford being, I know Barb will understand this, is that being Canadian, the cost of shipping, scraps, the cost of shipping, the dollar exchange and everything, it's gotten to be not affordable for me. So that's why I'm going to call them, instead of scraps, I'm going to call them leftover fabrics, because like I said, you saw what I consider as a scrap. So, and yeah, Tree of Life, like, yeah, I don't, yeah. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, it's just not affordable for me, being older. And like I said, I don't buy rulers. I don't buy special rulers or anything like that, because with FPP, and because I convert everything over to FPP as much as I can, I don't need the specialty rulers, so I save there so that whenever I can, that money is put towards fabric that I need. Not so much what I want, it's what I need. I want everything. I suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out. So, Shirley, our money has been tighter due to helping my, oh yes, I know, to her son, grandson, and the high price of inflation that the world, worldwide, not an American thing, yes. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think we're going to see any immediate change in that, prices dropping or anything like that. I mean, from living over, like, with the years that I've lived, that once the prices go up, they usually don't come down. I remember when a pound of coffee used to be 99 cents. Yes, Katie says she's only bought yardage background batik so that can make some projects I want to continue on. Yeah, that again, that's my problem as well, is that I have these bundles. The only thing is I don't have a backing to go with them. So I have backings, but nothing coordinates with it. So I usually just pick a solid, and like on this table runner, this was the gnome one, and this one I bought a fat quarter, and just from Walmart, and I used it, to make my blocks, and then I had this gray fabric, and I had the red that was in my stash, and then I couldn't find, I didn't have any leftover Christmassy fabrics that would sort of go with this. So what do? You just use a plain gray. It's not. And Kim says, what is it, a pound? A pound of coffee was actually a pound, not 11.5 ounces. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, everything gets smaller and more expensive. Yeah, I think, is it a pound? Like, I don't know why, but being Canadian too, like we work in metric and in the I think it's the imperial, I'm not sure, where ours is meters and grams and kilograms, and when you drive here, it's like 80 kilometers an hour or 100 kilometers an hour, and you go to the States and it's 60 miles an hour or something like that. So, and Katie says those corporation manufacturers are ripping regular everyday consumers off while they continue to get richer and richer, and nobody does a darn thing about it. Yeah, that's life. That's the way she goes. Sometimes we have to improvise and, sort of find ways around it. Jean says, no, Katie says, dang, I need to shut up because I'm feeling entirely too feisty about that stuff right now. No problem, Katie. Get it out. Better out than in. And Jean says, I have to live long enough to use all my fabric. I now must have a lifespan of 250. Hi, Mona. Yeah. Oh, I think it's all that way. Oh, if you saw, well, I think I did do a video on my sewing room and everything, but yeah. There was a time when I wanted everything and I bought everything. Now I'm at the point where it's things now are on a need basis. I want everything, but do I need it? No, because I found, and like it's been 7 years since I've moved. Yeah, it was 7 years in July that I moved, and then you have to downsize. And as soon as you downsize, then something you give away or you sell, you need it or you want it back. So it's like I very rarely yeah, it's it, it sits in your closet for years, and then when you bring it out and you think, why am I saving this? And then as soon as you get rid of it, and then it's like, oh gosh, I could have used that. And Mona did what? Thanks for coming, Mona. And Mona did what? Oh, okay. Since you brought that up, Shirley, Katie says, I'm going to make videos about this too. Who wants to guess how many rotary cutters I currently have? Oh, Mona, that's what the 25 is. Okay. That's a good guess. I think I only have, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they're different sizes. So, and Kim says, I figure God assigns each of us a certain number of things to do before we die. I'm so far behind I will never die. I may bypass Methuselah. Yes. Yeah, and then, yeah, and subscription boxes and things like that. It's like now I've gotten to the point where, when I was younger, it didn't matter. I would have, Katie says she's got 16 rotary cutters. Yeah, you want everything, and then you find that you get it, and then do you really use it? Yeah, Lori says she's got 3. To be fair, I've only bought 4 of them. Yeah. That's the other thing. In subscription boxes, you get things that, duplicates of and everything, but, and Jean says she's not going to count hers. We should have a contest on that, Mona says 4 or 5. Yeah, or things. I think what I'll do in one of my videos, I think what I'm going to do is have a video, and it's going to be called What's in My Drawers. And you, scissors. Yeah, what's in my drawers. And then you go through a box or go through your drawers. And then, and I mean dresser drawers or sewing machine drawers, okay, just to be clear. Oh, oh. And Tammy Boyd is here. Welcome, Tammy, to our discussion. Yeah, yeah, and I should show you the things that I have bought that I've never used. And that was back in the days when I could afford things. So it was like, oh, I want that. I want that. Yeah. Tammy says, I just want them because when I only have one of something, I can't find it. Yeah. And Barb says she's a cheapskate. She only has 4 rotary cutters. Okay, we'll give you that. And Katie says, yeah, I was going through my drawers this morning because I'm going to make some videos about my stuff since I've not done that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. No, it's not embarrassing. No. But I keep thinking, oh my God, my family's gonna, I only have 2 daughters. And I've got 2 daughters and 4 granddaughters. And I don't know whether the guys, my grandsons, want any of my stuff, so. Yeah. And now, too, like, you'd gift stuff as well. But the problem with that is now if you want to gift it to somebody, you can't afford to ship it to them. And again, it's ridiculous. And of course, somebody ships you something from the States, and then you got to pay duty on it, and it's yeah. So I've kind of calmed down on my, and I want everything. Oh, Jean can't use her Martelli. Oh, I've never owned one of those. Yeah, and that's just it. Yeah. The other thing is, like, I would try to sell some of my stuff. I know Marketplace. I always look on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and oh, Yeah, selling things. I live alone. I'm in a condo, but that's the other thing is, I don't want to be have people come and ooh, there's an ad I see. Crap. Sorry about that, guys. Hit the skip button. Hit the skip. Um, Jilly Poppy's here tonight too. Welcome. Oh, I think they were talking. Some people, it just for the Martelli rotary cutter, it's I think some people. I think some people have trouble with it. They don't find it's comfortable for them to cut. I think that's the only thing. And like I've heard a lot of people too. I've watched a lot of videos where they've said that. Oh, okay. Jean says they're clumsy to hold and wants to veer off to the right all the time. Oh, yeah. You see, I sit. Ooh, chat's going by here fast. So, Katie says I can't sit and cut or trim either. Got to stand. Okay, and Kim says, dang it, I walked outside to see my daughter off earlier, and it was just enough to start me coughing and sneezing again. I'm wondering if I'm stuck with it for life. Oh no. Okay, and Katie Greenland Quilter says, when you stand up to use the martelli, it wears or it veers off to the right. Yes, okay, that's one of the reasons. And then Denise S. Welcome, Denise. And Katie says, I can't afford to waste yardage that way. Yeah. Oh, everybody's a stander. Yeah, if I'm cutting long pieces, I will stand. But then again, my my cutting table isn't the proper height, that I have to lean over too much. Yeah, yeah, and again, it's like same thing like with like even like a lot of rulers. It depends on. Jeez, you're not looking at me, are you? Mind you, maybe you don't want to. Anyway, um, yeah, it's. I think it's what you get used to. Um, I've also found that a lot of people they'll make a video of like this is the way I do my half square triangles or something, and it's like doing 8 at a time half square triangles. And the thing is, like, I tried it. I tried making those half square triangles like that, and I found it difficult to make them that way, and then squaring them up. None of them ended up being the size I wanted them to be. Even using the same ruler, the same rotary cutter, and everything like that. Um, my cuts were never the same, so I figured it out. It's my cutting that they don't turn out right. So, hi, Mary Jane. And Katie says she started out on a straight Olfa, and that is what my brain is trained to. Yes. And you know, if it's not broken, why change what worked to start with? Yes, I agree with that to a point. When I started doing quilting, because I'm a garment sewer, I didn't know what worked. So I was trying different things. So there's no need to buy it if you're fine with what you was already using to start with. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yes. Just stick with what you do. And the other thing is that if you know someone who has the different product, rather than going out and buying it and it not being what you like, if you know someone who has it, and try it out. Yeah, they don't make your hands hurt. Yeah, holding down the ruler. Yeah, that's why I use one of those weights. And that's the other thing too, like rulers shifting. It's all things that if you don't cut it straight or whatever like that, and if you cut it and it's off, then it throws everything else off. And Jean says she only sits to cut when doing a YouTube video. Oh, yeah. If I have to cut long pieces or through multiple layers, I have to stand. And Katie says, and I cannot sit and cut or trim. That's why people see me standing in my lives a lot. Yeah. Yeah, Greenland barbell. Katie says, yeah, barbell weights on my long rulers now so that I don't have the pain in the left hand. Yep. Yep. That's okay, Katie. Yeah. Barbell weights. Yep. That's what I use too. But I still cut crooked. I still cut crooked. Yeah, and that's, yeah, we all have these little little things that cause us to we find a way to do things. And yeah, and now Kathy says she has to sit to cut. Yes, well, and in Kathy's case, yes, she can't stand and do that. So yep. And Katie says she thinks there's something wrong with her left hand. She's having pain in it when I go to pick up things or turn it the wrong way. Yeah, carpal tunnel is one of them. I have trigger finger, pardon me, but I have trigger finger in this finger right here. And I also had surgery on this finger, and it's on my left hand, not my right hand, and I'm right-handed. But yeah,
it's 6 o'clock.
3 surgeries on my hand, so for trigger finger, and it's still there. I just have to be careful. And if you heard, you probably heard my nice little lady telling me it's 6 o'clock. So, Terry said, oh, it hurts up near the knuckle area. Okay, yeah. Terry says, I am using the Martelli now because you are talking about it. It's not my go-to. I am sitting and cutting. That's okay. We don't mark you on spelling. Yeah, trigger finger. Yeah, but, and the thing is, it's never in my right hand, and I'm right-handed. So why in my left hand? So, Oh, no problem, Barb. Yeah. So we're going to shut things down here. If everybody would like to say goodbye to everybody, and if you have any questions, I'd like to thank everyone for coming and joining me tonight. Now I can go and have my dinner and knit some more. I'll be going, and hopefully I can have a good sleep tonight, and maybe I'll be energetic enough to clean out my bird cage. My poor boy is thinking I've left him. Okay, Katie says she uses her left hand for more things. Yep. And so Terry says, I am cutting slowly, not used to it. Jury is out. Good night, all. Gotta go. Okay, Terry, thanks for coming. Kim, thanks for coming. Gladys, Barb, Kathy, Jean. And thank you for joining me. And again, you all inspire me with your videos. If you are a YouTube creator, I try to pop in as much as I can. And so we will try and find that end button that I'm always looking for at the end of the video. So we'll say good night and thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it. And I have no idea what I'm going to spend my my money on. Part of it always goes to my grandchildren for Christmas, so I won't be buying any fabric, hopefully. Yeah. Good night, everyone. See you next time.